small crowd today. It's just intimate, guys. We just get to hang out. It's going to be great.
Casual conversation.
Yeah. The real ones that are here.
Yes, exactly. There's truth to that.
I got to bring a student. One of my students wants to do sports media.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What grade?
Nice to meet you.
Cool.
So I told her she better be ready with some questions today. So I'm putting her on the spot.
I can't tell at all. I actually can't, so that's a good thing.
That's good.
Yeah, well, Jay and Frog stayed there in tennis, or Waco with tennis right now, and I guess nobody else can get the day off, so it's your guys' show. What questions do you have for these three?
Yeah, so just let's just start with the elephant in the room. What was the environment like today? The atmosphere?
You guys touch on it.
I thought the environment was really cool. I mean, it's kind of like a throwback to thinking of my younger self being able to watch college games and thinking that, like, these are grown girls playing and it's super cool. So just to be on the flip side, to be able to know that kids, like, walked away really excited to watch the game was a cool thing.
Yeah, I really like the environment, just having the support and them knowing when to cheer was really a plus, because sometimes they just cheer for both teams. But it was really cool just having an extra fan base there. So.
Were you a little offended that the SpongeBob singing was louder than the cheering girls out in the Campbell?
Not at all. It was understandable. I loved that show, so I get it.
Talk about just the defensive effort, right? A little bit of a slow start, noon game, kind of a weird situation coming off a Sunday. But defensively, you guys were locked in right out of the gate. Donovyn, we'll start with you, just because you kind of tend to set the tone in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely, the tone was pretty mild, even on my end, you know, like making small little mistakes where I'm not necessarily paying attention when people are cutting and everything. So I think the emphasis coming out of halftime was just control the controllables, bring energy on the defensive end. I mean, we were taking good shots. We were just not stopping the ball on the other end, and that's a controllable thing. So I think everyone just locking in, especially me on my role of defense, even if that's tips and deflections and not steals, that just helps set the tone. So.
Yeah, defensively, I just think in the beginning, like you said, it was a slow start. We weren't as locked in. And then towards the end, we started, I guess, to wake up and focus a little bit more. Yeah, once we dial down, we're a hard team to score on. So.
Coach, you mentioned preseason that you thought you had 7-8 starters. We saw for, I think, the first time this year, a different starting lineup. Can you talk about just what was kind of going through that situation?
Yeah, one of our strengths is our depth and making sure we use different lineups and different combinations that you will potentially use throughout the year. And so this is game 5, and you're kind of tinkering with different things. And so today was a great opportunity to do that. I thought Una and Agnes did great. The noon tip-off's unique. We had our pregame meal at 7:30 this morning, and so it's a great thing. The kids' game's awesome. It's a fun way to give back to the community. But the noon tip-off on a weekday, it takes a while to get them going. And so we had a little slow start in the second half, but that's why you play 2 halves of basketball. And the group came out locked in, especially defensively in the second half, and kind of imposed their will on them.
We also saw, we haven't seen a lot of Aaliyah and Donovyn together on the court. That big lineup, and you also went small today, just the ability to be flexible and, like you said, the different combinations. What does that do for you guys on both ends of the floor?
We have a lot of players like Aaliyah that are versatile. Aaliyah can play the 4 and the 5, depending if we want to be big or small, and Agnes can play the 3 or the 4. And we have guards like Dono that can kind of play 1, 2, and 3. And so this team is very, very versatile. Again, our staff still trying to make sure we try different combinations. And over the course of the season, you're going to need some small ball, and you're going to need some really big, strong physical lineups. When you get to the Big 12, there's a wide range of styles of play. That's something I learned a year ago. And so you want to kind of work through things. And in our non-conference, we have a couple really big games coming up, and we're going to need, some different lineups in those games.
Have one more at home to start the opening season. You get to go on the road. How much are y'all looking forward? I mean, it's a pretty good destination for a Thanksgiving tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys talked about that.
I'm excited. Just like last year, we went to Costa Rica, and I think that was just a fun opportunity for us to explore the world, but also play basketball, and it just shows like where basketball can take you. And I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited, and to play a good team there, and show like you said, like another challenge for us. So I'm excited.
I'm also very excited. It's a very cool location, but it's also the game of basketball is, I mean, we're used to our own home stadium. So to get on the road, I think early is really, really important to be able to get used to different rims, different hoops, even though it's like, you know, fans can think like, oh, but it's a basketball hoop. Like you should still be able to shoot on any rim. But just different atmospheres, different locations, different teams. I think it'll be really good. So then when we come here and conference starts, then away games don't really make us make small, tiny little mistakes. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a great challenge, and you have Notre Dame lurking, but there's a South Florida team that's been a perennial top 25 program for the last 10 years, and so we have two absolute battles on a neutral court that are going to be a great test for us. So I know it's going to be a really good experience to grow. Our home crowd's been great here, and we've been in the comfort of the Schollmeyer. And we got one more big one on Sunday to make sure we're locked in and take care of business there. I want to talk again about this group and their maturity and them just being old. There's upsets that happen all throughout the preseason. It happened in our conference, two teams, I would say. Arizona got upset by Northern Arizona. So that happens every week. And so it takes a mature group to be locked in on both sides of the ball and bring it for 40 minutes. And it's something that this group has done. We didn't play our best basketball, but they dialed in when they needed to.
What's your team's focus moving forward based on today's performance?
Great question.
Great
Great question. I'll let Dono answer that.
What's our main focus moving forward? I would think that would just be coming out and keeping a tone, controlling what we can control. I mean, that's what I tell myself before every game. Can't control if shots fall, but I can on the effort level and all the other things that consist with it. So I think as a team, just focusing on that. I mean, he mentioned the old girls on our team and just the maturity that we have. Everyone's already been here, so it's kind of like that nervousness is out the door, but just handle what we need to handle, prove ourselves right. So really just focusing on the tone and what we can control in this for the rest of the season.
We're working on setting a standard for this group. Each season's new, and we're just in the building blocks in the early stages of this journey. And so we're working on setting a standard, regardless of who we play, regardless of what time the game is, that we play a certain way. And so we're working through that, and we need to continue to grow in that, and we will. That's part of your preseason. You know, you get 11, 12 games to really fine-tune that, and all of it is in preparation. All of this that we're doing is in preparation of the Big 12.
I think they covered it all basically. But yeah, just controlling the controllables and just cleaning up on little stuff that when we make mistakes and just bouncing back or like fixing little mistakes like turnovers, I think like those are controllables that we can control. So that is a big thing that we're going to be looking forward to fixing.
Okay, so it's fine.
You got more?
Last one, really good answers.
Coach, kind of last question. Really cool video came out of Haley with her first career double-double, points and assists. Just obviously that moment, seeing her kind of have that joy and that emotion, but what does that say to you as a coach to see someone react that way to an assist number?
Yeah, I think the video is a lot more than an assist number. I think the just because of what was going on, it seems like that's an assist number. I think it's just an awesome young person that took a deep breath and is very comfortable and gets to be herself surrounded by people that love her. And so it's you peel back the layers of the onion, there's a little more to that video. And so it's just really neat. Haley loves basketball. She pours her heart and soul into it. She works as hard as anybody I've ever been around. And so that was just a neat moment of her taking a deep breath and letting her guard down a little bit.
All right, thanks you guys. Idaho State, Sunday.
I'll be here. So excited.
Their play-by-play man is talking my ear off for an hour on Tuesday, so if you need a scouting report on the Dolphins, I'm sure I can.
I didn't ask. Who did the scout?
Oh, that's really important. We got to turn this on.
Yeah,
I forgot. Shoot.
No, that's my bad. I'm the only one here to ask. I got to tee you up.
You want to tee it up now, or do I just?
Yeah, I got you. Coach, who did the scout thing?
Yeah, this one was Ola. So we're on round 2 of the staff doing their scout, and Ola did a phenomenal job. Knew these guys inside and out, prepared the team. This was one of those ones that we're still focused on us and getting better. At the same time, you got to make sure that the team's dialed in. And so it's so fun to give credit, you guys, to the coaches that do the scouts. Whenever we lose, I won't reveal it, though. I'll take the bullet if someone gets us. But Ola did a phenomenal job. Thanks for asking.
Good. Okay.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks. I appreciate how you answered that. I had another way of teeing that question up, and I went the safe way, but
Okay.
that's definitely what I was expecting to hear.
You guys, thanks for everything.
Yeah.
Appreciate
You
it.
guys, appreciate you. We'll see you Sunday.
Sounded really good.